Hello and happy October. I'm Heather Dawn. This is Heather Dawn Tarot. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here. We are in a new month. We have survived eclipse season by the skin of our teeth. And now we are full in Libra season. We will be entering into Scorpio before the month of October ends. We have a full moon coming up on the 6th or 7th, depending on where you are. And I'm just going to jump right in. I'm going to pull some cards for the collective, and then I'm going to do each sign, which will be time stamped in the box below. I may have to take breaks today. I have been under the weather. So I am building my way back up to optimal health and radiance as we speak. And I'm so happy to be here with you. So for the month of October, our collective card is the Death card. Well, that is the card for Scorpio season. And, you know, Scorpio arrives at the end of October. Death card is a beautiful reminder that this too shall pass. All things come to an end. And from that end comes a beautiful rebirth. She is laying on a bed of flowers. What are you letting go of in the month of October? What are you letting go of? What needs to die? Let's see what else comes out with that. Scorpio season. I know we are in Libra all through October, but as we approach Scorpio season, it's always a very, very monumental moment of release. We have 4 shadow cards coming out, okay, and they are not playing it small. We have the gentle opening of the 9 of Cups. Then we have the loud busting through of the Judgment card. Then we have the crashing down of the Tower and the 9 of Swords, anxiety. So this feels a little bit like how I'm entering October. Taking very, very, very good care of yourself and dealing with the punches as they come. There are some surprises in store in the month of October for the collective. September was definitely that. So I think that October is going to be a continuation of that. Check yourself, check your anxiety levels, check what you're focusing on, because there are, with the Death card here, the Judgment, the Tower, the 9 of Swords, take very good care of yourself. Things are going to continue to disintegrate. Things are going to continue to die. Things that do not need to be part of your life need to go. With the Tower, there's this, and these are the shadow cards, so this is like the deep internal stuff. It doesn't necessarily mean things will show up on the external. Just a little personal input here. I have been under the weather for the last week. It has basically brought all of these cards to my shadow realm, which is when I don't feel well, it can ignite some anxiety within me. Probably because I'm just having trouble relinquishing control and surrendering. So these 4 cards feels like you know exactly what to do to take care of yourself. With the 9 of Cups, I'll show you this card. You know exactly what to do to take care of yourself. Stand very strong and stubborn in that rigidity of yes, I may not have control of some things in my life. We can't always have control of our health. Sometimes we just get germs and things happen and we have to deal with it. And things can come in as a surprise, and things can stir the strong false foundations within you and bring them crashing down. It can be, this feels to me like an ego death is what this feels like, which I honestly have been going through in the last week. Letting go of, it's kind of like throwing up your hands in the air and being like, fine, take it, Lord, take it. It's yours. I don't want this. Like, it's when you are trying to hold it together for so long and you get knocked down, you can only get up so many times before you're just like, you know what? I'm just gonna like, instead of looking at it as it being punched down to the ground, I'm gonna look at it as like, oh, look at this beautiful earthen bed that I'm just going to rest on now, and just let all the debris fall around me, and I'm going to pick up the pieces on the internal, and I'm going to deal with the anxiety that comes up with that, this loss of control. Because when the Tower shows up, you do not have control. It's been a false sense of control to begin with. So just let the Tower fall, let the new life begin with this Judgment card, because that is the Resurrection Day energy. And overall, we have the Death card, remember. So whatever happens in October, embrace it. Surrender to it. Surrender to the death. Have the funeral. And move forward with the resurrection energy. Deal with everything that comes up with the letting go. There's a lot of grief here. There's a lot of shock. There's new life on the other side. Let's get one more card from this one. Okay. And yeah, it feels to me like the biggest challenge is going to be the mental aspect of all of this. The whack-a-mole card, the Seven of Wands. It's like, you know, so much to do, so much to think about, a huge to-do list, and your mind is going a little crazy. And then we have the Four of Wands. Beautiful. Your community is there for you. This kind of sums up a feeling of, there's so much that we were made aware of during eclipse season. Were you? How was that for you? My goodness. I thought like, oh, this eclipse season is going to be great. I'm going to get through this with flying colors, and I did. But then that solar eclipse, that last like partial solar eclipse that we had on the 21st, just sucker punched me. You know, I made it through. I'm coming out on the other side resilient. I knew how to take care of myself. And it made me look at some really deep stuff. You know, that's the shadow cards that I'm talking about here. It's like when we are going, October wants you to slow down to some degree. I mean, there's a lot of things that are happening. I talked a little bit about the eclipse, the 21st being like the debut, and here we are. We're still debuting the show. It's not like it was a one night only event. This is the debut of your new life. And in order to truly have that new life, the universe is like, listen, some stuff does not belong. And you may have thought you cleared a bunch of stuff away, but in the shadow realms, there are other things that, you know, you have to get all that top layer soil off in order to get to that root system. And for me, this Tower, this Judgment Day, this Nine of Swords, the anxiety, the Nine of Cups, 2 nines here, which to me translates this back to September, the 9th month of September. It's like, what was brought to the surface from the shadow realms for you? What did you have to look at? What was extremely hard to look at? What was daunting? What felt like a Tower moment for you? And how do you pick up the pieces and go forward now in your new debut of a life? Eclipse season is never quite a gentle beast. It is a beast. But it's not so gentle, at least not for me. On the other side of this, you are finding out who your people are. You have the 1111 card, the Four of Wands. This is serendipitous partnerships, communities, soul tribes showing up for you in the most beautiful way. So allow that to happen. These things take time. October feels like the death month, the month of, okay, getting rid of everything. I know I've been talking about this forever. It's like we're always in a constant state of getting rid of stuff. So this to me feels like, oh, but we're looking at what just happened in eclipse season and what was way in there, that in order for you to see, you have to slow down. You have to, like, you know, be on your deathbed as you were. And look at her. I mean, she's just like, oh, I'm a ghost. Looking at the ghosts of the past, looking at the ghost of who you are no more. Like, you are the happy phantom, as Tori Amos would say. So creating a new life, creating that debut. And yeah, it's not a one night only thing. It's okay, we're gonna run this show into the ground. Everyone's gonna know the show. Everyone's gonna know the songs. Everyone's gonna know the dialogue. This is gonna be my masterpiece. This is what I'm known for. So we're just at the very baby steps of that happening. Don't freak out. There is anxiety here. There are tower moments. There are surprises. There is stubbornness on your part, but don't freak out. Everything that's coming to the surface from your shadow realms is a gift to be looked at, and your mind can play tricks on you, but you're wise now. You are in the healing realms, and you can look at these things objectively now and be like, I know that you're an old dialogue that doesn't make sense for me anymore. Or, oh yes, I have so much to do, and I don't want to be overwhelmed. So what can I cut out? What needs to go? What continues in the debut for me? Allow people to help you. Allow the universe to help you. Goodness, that's all it wants to do. That's why it exists. I mean, we are the universe. So allow the magic to happen. When the Four of Wands shows up, I'm like, allow the magic to happen. Allow the angels to meet you in human form. Allow synchronicities. Look for signs and symbols. Sing your prayers. Walk barefoot on the earth. Be in community. Say yes to opportunities that can be a little scary, but oh my goodness, feels so magical. Feels so magical. All right. Okay, Aries. Let's do you. Let's ring the bell. Boom, boom, boom. Aries, here we go. What's in store for you, my love? First card out, Queen of Cups. Protecting your heart. Protecting your heart. Sitting on a pile of passion. Not wanting to make a move. Being cautious, being observant, looking for clarity, giving love as love is needed, no more, no less. Side-eyeing some kind of situation with sincerity. Oh, the devil. Goodness gracious. Well, that's valid. I can see why you're holding back. The devil is a lot of things, but it can be a very toxic situation. It can be an unavailable to good health situation. It's just basically something that you have to be cautious with and handle carefully, because there's a lot of fire, a lot of passion, a lot of addictive qualities to it. It could be obsessive thinking. It can be lust. It can be, addiction, negativity. What is this? I'm going to pull one more card for that. The Hierophant. That makes sense to me. But the Hierophant is, it's someone devoted and in a commitment. It can be the traditional card for marriage or just committed relationship. It can also be, systematic, hierarchical, legacy-based entities. So it can be marriage, government, but more than that, it's like, it always comes with the question of like, what are you morally devoted to? What is true for you? And I see someone or something here that could be very devoted to something that you absolutely do not agree with. It goes against your morals, it goes against your standards. It could also just be you could be side-eyeing a person who is completely unavailable to you because they are in a relationship, and yet you have very strong feelings for them. Yeah, what else do we have? Shadow card. Moving away from said thing. Actually, are you moving away or are you going towards it? You really want to go toward it. Oh, you really, listen, it's like you have the Magician now with the Six of Swords. Whatever this thing is that you, just gonna say it like this, you want something really, really badly. You do. And whether it's true or not, you have created a dialogue in your head about it being either not available to you, or if it is available, it's a very toxic thing, or it's a very dangerous thing, or it goes against your morals and values. And you have strong feelings for this. You do. You know, it could be the scenario of like, oh, you are crushing hard on someone and they are completely unavailable. But they have every quality of a person that you would ever be looking for, but they're completely unavailable. Not completely, because they are showing up, they are looking at you. The devil is here though, so it's like there's an awareness of it not being the right thing. This could be a person, this could be an experience. You do have feelings though, that, you know, whatever this is. The with the shadow card of the Six of Swords, it's like, you know that you should like retreat. You should retreat the situation. But oh my God, with the Magician, you're like, oh. To do that means you're leaving something behind that is very kind of everything that you ever wanted. This is a hard place to be. I cannot make this up. I pulled Two of Cups for the Devil and the Hierophant together. How do I explain this very clearly? It's very straightforward, actually. It's like you want something that you can't have. But the thing is, it's like what makes it so frustrating is I think both parties know what this is. Like, you both know that this is a divine soulmate union. Now, if this is a person, great. If this is a job, great. If this is some kind of experience, but come on, this is a Two of Cups situation. This reading may not apply for a lot of Aries out there, but for the ones that it does apply to, this just tells me there is some kind of romantic relationship or friendship or some kind of partnership that I'm leaning more towards romantic, because we have the Devil and the Hierophant. It's like there's so much chemistry here. So much chemistry. There's so much camaraderie. There's like great communication. You see eye to eye on a lot of things, but listen, the Devil is here too. This, you know what this is. But there's something about it that makes it unavailable. And it's so tempting. Oh, that's the word, temptation. There's so much temptation here. The advice with the shadow card is like, oh, you know you can't pursue this, or you shouldn't pursue this. But then the Magician is showing up. I'm going to pull a card on this Magician. What is this about? Six of Coins. I'm going to get one more. Seven of Coins. There's a slow and steady progress in the Moon. Here's the thing about this. It's like, if it's meant to be, I'm going to say the most cliche thing ever. If this is meant to be, it will be. Not just that, this is believing in miracles, that if this relationship or this partnership with the Two of Cups, if it's truly a Two of Cups experience, there's a miraculous quality about walking away from it and it coming back around, and you don't really know when or how or where, but there's a progression of that happening. It may not come back around in the way that you hope, but here's the thing about the Two of Cups that I always love to talk about. The Two of Cups is a soulmate, eye-to-eye, reciprocity bound relationship that is never going anywhere, meaning it's never going to change. The connection is never going to not be there. You can't just brush off a Two of Cups scenario. Like, this is someone, when you meet them, the second you meet them, you're like, I know you. There's just like, there's so much beautiful banter. The communication is easy. And the thing is you both feel this way. This is not a one-sided thing at all. You both feel this. You both see it. There is a message here that no one's saying it with the Queen of Cups. I'll show you her. You know, she has the biggest cup of love. She's sitting on her red scarf. She's sitting on the passion. She's not making a move. She has the craziest cup with claws and a lid. The only cup in the whole tarot with a lid. No one is saying what this really is, but you both see it. You both see it. And you both know that you can't have it. There is some other commitment here that takes this completely off the table, that if this were moved forward on, it would be the devil, right? So the advice here is to sail away and trust that this connection is not going anywhere. It's always going to be like this. And in time, in a progression, you never know what's going to happen. But this is the card of miracles, the Magician. Also to say, like, this relationship is extremely special and will always be such. Always will be. Sometimes you just can't have things the way that you want. You know? But here's the thing, the Moon. You never know what's going to happen. Trust. Manifest. Manifest this or something better. I always say, like, universe, please give me this or something better. You know my heart. You know what will make me happy. This is hard, though, because you know what this is. Two of Cups. Ooh, but you don't play with the devil, child. Don't play with the devil. All right. Thank you, Aries. Let's move on to my Taurus. My Taurus. You know, Taurus has become one of my most beloved signs in the zodiac. My sister is a Taurus. I'm a Capricorn sun, and I love a Taurus. All right, let's see what messages we have for you, Taurus, for October. We have the Page of Swords. Well, that's a sneaky sneak. So this card is often referred to as the spy, the stalker. Oh dear. But it is I also like to talk about the Page of Swords as being it's like the newborn of the sword evolution. It's starting in a place where there's discomfort in speaking your truth. There's discomfort in holding up a sword. Like the pages are the youngest. There's the page, the knight, the queen, and the king. That is the progression. So the pages are, you know, it's like, I don't really know exactly what I'm doing. This is very unfamiliar. And the swords are about communication, boundaries, truth, protection. And, you know, it's kind of like you give a little page a sword that's almost as big as him. And it's like you give a child a sword. I hope no one gets hurt, right? But this is a beginning point. Talked a lot about, oh, and I love this deck because there's a little butterfly. Butterflies have been such a huge symbol for me this fall. Actually, particularly around the Taurus that I know. What else do we have? Oh, then we have the Knight of Swords. Okay. That's a progression. So someone's a quick learner. Someone is learning quick on how to, well, there's a quickness of learning. There's an advancement of speaking your truth. There's a fast progression of like, I don't really know what I'm doing, but here I go, let's do this. And there's a quick energy coming in. So someone may feel compelled to rush a situation because they just need to say their truth. What else do we have? 10 of Cups. This is in the name of happiness and healing. 10 of Cups is that ultimate emotional fulfillment. There's an extremely restorative, you know, rainbow-like quality. Look at the rainbow. I'm just like, utopia restored. All is well. All is well. Okay, so shadow card, 5 of Pentacles. Damn, that's a juxtaposition. In the shadow realms, Taurus, you are in the thick of the winter. This is isolation, misery loves company, really holding internally onto this mindset of honestly pride. When I see the 5 of Pentacles, the 5 of Pentacles is a very, all the fives are a very uncomfortable place to be. So, but this is you slodging, is that a word? It is now. Slodging through the winter of your soul. Perhaps you have a companion there. It could be, we're going to talk about the ghosts from the past again with that death card that came out for the initial October reading. It could be slodging. Is that the word I used? Yeah. Through this icy terrain. There's no warmth there for you inside. You're seeking warmth. There is a desire here first with the Page of Swords to speak a truth or to hear a truth. And then there is the almost like boom, boom action that you may be compelled to take in the name of getting you out of the darkness and the coldness of the shadow realm, which you find yourself into the sunlight of the 10 of Pentacles. This is wanting everything to be okay, wanting this beautiful, perfected restoration of happiness within a family, within your community, but more so within the family dynamic of your life. What else do we have for you? You may be making a move. Oh, goodness. Okay. Another, it's like emerging from the silence. This is my, I'm not kidding, this is my ghosting card of just totally walking away peacefully from something, but you are walking toward this sort of truth. You can't hold your tongue anymore. I don't know what this is about, but this is I have to say something and I have to do it now. And this may not be you, this may be someone else in your life. But this is you looking at something that you walked away from in a different way. And what else do we have? Hermit. Oh God, this retreat, this hermit energy, you've been here, eh? You've been here. And now the 7 of Swords, gosh, self-protection mode. Self-protection mode has gotten you in that, you know, took you to the hermit mode, but you want to be in the sunshine. Listen, the hermit is the, you know, the icy terrain as well. He's like, he goes into silent retreat, sacred silent retreat, and is guided by the light of the star, which is healing, transformation, vulnerability, surrender. It comes after the tower. You're like, I am willing to isolate myself away as long as it takes to find the healing that I need. And you know, this may have come off to a lot of people around you as being very deceptive. There's an awareness here that you may be very aware that of how some people view you, or, you know, people could have deceived you in the process. But to me, it feels more like you're just looking at like, okay, my intention was not to deceive. I'm aware that there is a possibility that it could be seen that way, my withdrawal, but that's not what this is. And it really does feel like, excuse me, you are emerging from this ghost energy of the past, this cold, icy internal terrain with a sort of like, I don't know exactly what I'm doing, but I've got to do something attitude to get you to this 10 of Cups. You deserve happiness, Taurus. You deserve happiness. I'm just going to say it again. You deserve happiness. Just like everyone deserves happiness. And you can have it. It truly can be yours. You can have what you are seeking. What you are seeking is also seeking you. You have to come out of the darkness in order to be in the sunlight. You have to speak your truth in order to be heard. I love you. Okay. You can't be the hermit forever, or you will be the hermit forever. Is that what you want? I don't think it is. You have a lot of abundance and happiness and beautiful community and sunshine and warmth coming to you. But you got to come out of the darkness, out of the cold. Speak your truth. Okay, let's see. We have Gemini. Gemini. I saw the Two of Swords at the bottom. I'm going to take it. Decision-making time, listening to your intuition, trying to find the answers, seeking no one's counsel but your own. Cutting out distractions. When's the last time you just sat in the dark, Gemini? Does that scare you? Does that thought scare you? How often do you reach for your phone? How often do you reach for the telly? How often do you stop talking and just listen to what is being said on the inside rather than how your tongue is going? We have the Sun card. Oh, and we have the 10 of Pentacles. Damn. Well, that's some big upgrade energy right there. Sun is the happiest card in the deck. Freedom, truth, radiance. I feel like this may be connected to the September 21st partial solar eclipse. And the 10 of Pentacles, legacy. You've got a decision to make about this. You do. Your debut is in the name of happiness and abundance. I mean, that's what we all want, but it's completely at your doorstep. This is so massive. I'm not even gonna lie. This is massive. This is like, this can be yours. It's kind of, this is massive. It's truth shining through. It's like you get to feel the radiance of the sun only, though, if you speak your truth, if you stand in your truth, if you acknowledge who you are, if you truly embrace who you are at the legacy core of you. Like, what do you want to be known for? What is the story you're leaving behind when you go? What map are you leaving for other people? How are you helping others? That's the 10 of Pentacles. Like, this is the card of ultimate abundance. But with the Sun card, it's like, oh my God, you just got to grab it. You got to say what you want and you got to grab it. It's absolutely there. You're like a little, you know, like there's some decisions to be made to embrace this. There are. And no one can tell you what to do. No one can tell you what to do. You got to make your own decisions. You know what's best for you. What a juxtaposition. This is all blue and watery and emotional. And then over here, it's like, boom, the sun. The sun is shining down upon you. You know, there's a lot of responsibility involved with the Sun card. I talk about that all the time when it comes up, but it's like you have to take full responsibility of the truth that is being shown, the truth of who you are shown to the world. This is being naked baby on a horse outside, right? Like, this is me, but you have to, you know, you can't stay out in the sun all day. You can't not hydrate. You have to be responsible for the truth that is you. And when you are, God, you have an amazing bounty. What a juxtaposition. This is kind of like where you are. Like, it's almost like I get this message of like, oh my God, you see the radiance before you and you're like, can I handle this? Do I want this? How do I do this? Am I worthy of this? And all of that, the answer is yes. Okay? But it's kind of like you gotta, it's the meditation, the intuition, the embracing of your power and accepting this quiet acceptance, knowing that you are worthy. It's like everyone around you can tell you you're worthy, but until you believe and know that you are worthy, that's the only thing that matters. So this is doing the work to trust that you can say yes and you can have what you want here. Yeah, we got the Seven of Swords here. It's like this is self-criticism, doubt. What's the word I'm looking for? Imposter syndrome. It just feels like there's something so magnificent right at your door, right at your feet. And you're just like, it's kind of like the freak out before the free fall. You're kind of like, can I do this? Am I worthy of this? Oh my God. It's like all the old criticisms are coming up. You are worthy. You can have it. Let's get the shadow card for you. Everything's going to be okay. Three of Pentacles. This is a big change. Not Three of Pentacles. Four of Cups. What am I saying? It's the Three of Cups here. This is all about, basically what I just said a minute ago. It's like everyone around you can be telling you that you have earned this, you deserve it. They're telling you to say yes to it. They're trying to convince you to be happy about it. But until you know that in your blood, in your bones, in your cells, in your just firm foundation, that I do love myself and I do deserve this. Like, you've got to believe it yourself first. So that's where you are. I feel like there's a lot of support around you, a lot of lifting up, a lot of opportunity. Absolutely. It's a huge opportunity here. Huge. And you're just, you're not quite in the embracing of it yet yourself. You're getting there. You gotta face like, it's just like this mentality of like, yeah, but this is a card of imposter syndrome and self-deceit. And it comes from like, you may have been very hurt in the past, or had an opportunity in the past and it fell through and you were extremely disappointed. So now you're like, oh, I'm going to protect myself by saying no so that I don't get hurt. Well, you're not going to be able to have this if you say no. So the work here is understanding that do whatever it takes to deal with the ghosts of the past. I keep bringing that up with everyone, but they're trying to, you know, it's like you have an amazing opportunity here. You got to get yourself to the point where you can say yes. It's a little bit of a battle. It's a mental battle within your brain. So, yeah, do whatever you have to do to get there. One more card for you, Page of Coins. Do whatever you have to do to get there. Invest in whatever tools you need to do to get there. Because I'm telling you, like, all of the cards for where you are right now, compared to whatever this opportunity is, the cards you are dealing with right now are so minor. They're all minor arcana. They're so like, this is just old stuff. You just like gotta like get out of the corners of your mind. Talk to yourself. Write down positive things. Make a pros list of all the great things that are going to come from this, because on the other side of it, radiance, supreme radiance and legacy. So do what you got to do to get to the point of acceptance that you are worthy of good things. Say it. I'm worthy of good things. Gemini, you are worthy of good things. Okay, cool. Let's do Cancer. My stomach is growling, Cancer. Goodness. All right, Cancer, let's pull some cards for you for October. Ace of Wands. Well, hubba hubba. This can mean a lot of different things, but it is a self-initiation towards passion, sensuality, creativity, physicality. My stomach is growling. Speaking of, yeah, passion, creativity, sensuality, sexuality. This can often deal with communication, writing, movement, the physical body, the spoken word, the written word, you know, performances of all kinds. But it is like new initiation. Like, let's get started. Let's do this. Let's, you know, something new coming in. What is this new thing coming in? Oh, Seven of Wands. I get the message of like, you're not expecting this at all. It's kind of like, although you do it, which is the weird part to me. It's like a new opportunity that you say yes to that you're not expecting at all. Because you're just like, living my life, like slaying the dragons of every day. Here, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. We're going to like just staying very busy. And then something else drops in and you're like, oh, well, that's nice. You might be a little overwhelmed when it comes in. I mean, you're handling it. Oh, Three of Wands. So many wands for you. Whatever this is, you have been wanting it. You've been waiting for it. You've actually been already actioning towards it. Yeah, what's going on here? Three of Wands, Seven of Wands, Ace of Wands. Oh, have you cleared something away? I mean, come on, we've all been clearing away. But Cancer, this card tells me like you have been, and I have a very dear friend who's a Cancer. It's like you have been picking up the pieces of moving towards a new life. And there's a lot of grief and fear and sadness that goes along with this card. Six of Swords is like, okay, something that used to be home to me fell away through whatever kind of circumstances that took. And I had to pick up all the pieces and head towards something new. I wasn't doing it alone. I didn't go through the process of like, you know, leaving behind and going towards something new alone. There's companionship here. It doesn't have to be romantic companionship. It could just be community, friends, family. But yeah, you left something behind. And because of that, because of all your surrendering of the mental landscape of pain, honestly, the swords can be pain. You are being initiated into something new. In October, it's going to become very clear. Five of Coins, and the Fool. Yeah. Let me see what else. Hold on. 5 of Coins and the Fool. I mean, the Fool is like a major new beginning. But with the 5 of Coins, let me just see what comes out with that. 10 of Wands. That's the other card for like wrapping up something really hard. Physically hard. Gosh. Major milestone of completion. It's almost like, I don't feel like you're, of all the changes that you've made, I don't feel like your financial status has changed. That could be pretty disappointing. Or it could at times even feel like I've made all these changes, but I see nothing from it. I see nothing from it. You have hope that there's a new life coming. And I think with this Ace of Wands, the first card out, in October, you are going to see something big come through. I mean, big is relative because the aces are, you know, that is the very beginning starting point, but the aces are also the most powerful cards in the tarot, or some of the most powerful cards, because it's like brand new, big, bold beginning. It has to do with something you're very passionate about, has a lot of room for growth, and is a direct correlation towards like your body. I feel like it has to do with your body, because like whatever you have just been through, and my dear Cancer friend that I have, it's like she had such a year. Whatever you have personally gone through, Cancer, there is a major completion to that, and because of it, you get something much more blessed and much more validating to who you are now. This thing that's coming in. It's like a brand new start that kind of puts the conclusive final like flower on the grave and brings forward a new beginning for you. So this does start for you in October, but I think like it's just going to pick up speed. It's almost like, so the Fool card has been my designated card for 2025, but it didn't start the astrological year until, you know, Aries season, which was in late March of 2025. So the Fool card goes all the way until March of 2026. And I think for you, Cancer, that the last half of 2025 up until March of 2026 is going to usher in that new beginning in a big way, compared to, you know, the first half of 2025. We'll see what happens for you. Oh, and then we have the Sun card. I love this because it has little sunflowers in the background. But this is the card of truth, freedom, happiness. This is the happiest card, the most positive card in the entire deck of tarot. And, you know, don't fight this with the Page of Swords. But I think more so for the Page of Swords for you, this is like you are going to constantly kind of come up against the thought of like, I don't deserve this happiness, but you do. Or it's not even I don't deserve it. It could just be like, I can't believe this is happening. And it's kind of like a little bit of a hesitation to embrace the joy and happiness because it's unfamiliar. It's unfamiliar to feel good. Or it's there's like this, oh, if I really embrace this happiness, it's just going to be taken away from me. But you just gotta live. You gotta live a little. To sum all this up, you have been through a very difficult cycle. It has, whether you believe it or not, it has concluded. You are finally at the closing door, and you're kind of looking around like, okay, if it's concluded, then why do I have nothing to show for it with this 5 of Pentacles? But just wait. Just wait. Something about October is going to be like the glimmer of a wand of hope coming in where you're like, oh, I can get excited about this. I can get excited about this. You're a little hesitant to get excited about it with this, but this is big energy. This is the Fool. This is a brand new beginning. 2025, March 2025, all the way up until March 2026 is the year of the Fool. Brand new beginning, breaking a barriers, doing things that are all new. You've never done this before. You've never met this person before. You've never had this experience before. This is going to amplify for you in the last half of the year of the Fool. And it begins in October. Something's going to happen. It's going to come in. I don't know what it is. You're going to be a little distrustful at first. But the thing about the Sun card is you can have this pure happiness and joy and freedom, but you have to be responsible with the truth to get it. So there's some huge truth that you have to accept and harness in order to feel this joy that comes with a new, it could have to do with your body, it could have to do with creativity, it could have to do with passion and sexuality. So just let it come in and try to trust it. Try to trust it, okay? I get it. I get why you don't want to trust. I get why you're like self-protective. I do. But it's also the Sun card. So it's like, it's going to feel so good. The warmth of the sun. So just try to trust it. Okay. All right. Thanks, Cancer. Bye. Okay, Leo. Let's pull some cards for you for October. Ooh, I just saw the Three of Swords on the bottom. I'm going to take it. If I see it, I'm going to take it. See what else comes out with that Three of Swords. The Six of Swords. All right, you are navigating loss and heartbreak. Three of Swords is the core wound that we have that, you know, through different times in our life gets re-triggered by certain things. Three of Swords is heartbreak, loss. It is the dark night of the soul that is very a deeply personal internal experience that it's almost untouchable in the nature of like nothing that anyone says, nothing that anyone does, you know, is very, it just doesn't provide the relief from this pain. It's basically something you have to navigate completely in the internal realms alone. And though there may be lots of well-meaning people around you and lots of love and support being offered, it's still a pain like no other. It could mean losing someone that you love through a literal death. I'm not saying that that's what's happening for you in October. I'm just saying like you may have already gone through this process and or it could be a recent process, and you are being re-triggered right now. Or it could mean that you have lost a relationship that means a lot to you, just through a breakup or, you know, falling out, something like that. But you are moving on from this pain. You are determined to move on from this pain. Six of Swords is the card of immigration for me. So it is leaving something behind that was strongly identified as your home and safe place. There's loss and heartbreak there connected to it, and you are going towards a completely new horizon that your eyes are so blurry from the crying that you can't even really see where you're going. You don't speak the language. There's a lot of uncertainty here. So that's a pretty heavy hitter coming out straight out of the gate for you for the month of October, Leo. But I do want to reinforce that I do think that this is something you are probably entering into October with, you know, but it could apply differently to anyone. Two of Pentacles. In the midst of all of that, you still have the task of daily living. So I just heard the message that, you know, when you are in a Three of Swords experience, when you are in this lonely, isolated place of loss and pain, you still have to, you know, go to work or look for a job or, excuse me, or, you know, feed yourself or feed the family, or, you know, it's like you still have to do the ordinary, mundane stuff, and those things can be extra overwhelming right now. But also, there's this message that I'm hearing of like, if you just get out of bed, that might be enough for you. That's a victory in itself. Page of Cups. Oh, accept help. You know, it's like, even when you have so much to do, even extending help to someone else in need can be all that it takes to shift the pain into the healing realm. Five of Pentacles. There's definitely a loss here, and it does tap back into that deep childhood wound that I was talking about. And the shadow card here, the Five of Pentacles, is like, you are determined to bring yourself out of this. You are determined to do the daily task of living, to put one foot in front of the other, to take baby steps with this Page of Cups. Try to introduce ways within your life that will foster gratitude in your life. This feels like it's like a digging out of a hole, a digging out of like something that has been very difficult, and maybe difficult for a really long time. And honestly, this may just be like, especially with the eclipse season that we just had, perhaps for you during the eclipse season of September, there was this re-triggering of this deep childhood wound. And it could have happened through a breakup. It could have happened through anything. It could have happened through falling out of a friendship. There was just a loss connected to this, but it goes back to that deep childhood wound of whatever that is for you, whether it's wounds of abandonment, wounds that, you know, I'm not lovable, whatever it is, you are determined. There is a determination here. There is a surrender and a determination, because with this Six of Swords, this is not a small thing. It's like, you don't just, I mean, you think of immigration and how huge of a choice it is to leave your home country and go somewhere where you have no idea if people are going to accept you. You don't know the language, you don't know where you're going to live, you don't know what you're going to do. That is a huge act of determination for a better life. And that is what I see happening here for you. You are facing something very deep, a wound that goes way back to more than just the loss that just happened. It goes to the core of you. It goes to that child inside of feeling like, I am determined to take care of you. I am determined to put you on the path to this life that you've always dreamed of and that you can have. This is you talking to your inner child. And you know that in the midst of all of that, and in the midst of carrying that pain, you still have to do the task of daily living. And you still have to be very intentional on working with a gratitude mindset to get yourself out of this place of pride and ego with the Five of Pentacles, of feeling stuck, being so stubborn that you stay stuck in an icy terrain within yourself, doing the hard work of just like, I am willing to do anything. I am determined to change and to heal this childhood wound, and to not get stuck in the hole of belief that just because someone abandoned me, or just because I lost something, means that I don't deserve a beautiful life. You do. You deserve a beautiful life. Seven of Pentacles. Every single thing that you do is going to make a huge difference. Seven of Pentacles is my card of like looking at all the work you've been doing. And there's a little disappointment here because you're like, oh my God, I have put so much work into, you know, tilling the soil and fertilizing the earth and pulling out the weeds and planting the seeds and, you know, constantly weeding the garden. And we're talking about a metaphor for your healing, right? And then you get to this Seven of Pentacles and there are things happening, but you're like, this is not, I was expecting a way bigger harvest than this. What do? Do I keep going? You know that if you keep going, it means you keep doing the work. The work never ends. You're like, oh my God, I'm just going to lean on my hoe for a second and be like, what? I should just have like a cornucopia right now. But instead I have, you know, I do have results. They're just not exactly what the abundance that I was hoping for. But keep going. Keep going. It just feels like there's this acceptance here and this determination of like, I am tired of being stuck in the old places of self-pity, of abandonment, of depression, of sorrow, of self-criticism, and I am determined to leave all that behind, and I will do whatever it takes to get out of this. And on top of that, I have to find a job, and I have to feed myself, and I have to pay the bills, and you know, it's a lot. So I just want to validate that for you. One more card for you, Ace of Pentacles. Okay. New job opportunity. Starting from scratch, but with a lot of potential. The aces are some of the most powerful cards in the tarot. The Ace of Pentacles is a brand new start in your security. It can be a new job. It can be a new growth opportunity. It can be a new foundation of like being solid within yourself. But new job, new job, new job. That's what I'm going to say about this. If that's a possibility for you, say yes, or you know, look around if that's what you're hoping for, because it is available to you. Okie dokie. Thank you, Leo. Let's see here. Now we have Virgo. Virgo, let's get some cards for you for October. I see the Fool in the bottom. It's like I didn't even look at the bottom and I could just sense what this card was. So brand new beginning for you. Let's see what else that's about, because that can mean a lot of different things before I just blabber on and on. Oh, 10 of Pentacles, or I'm sorry, 10 of Cups. All right. That's some really good news. I don't know why I want more cards and feel skeptical. Well, I know why I feel skeptical, because the 10 of Cups can often mean like, this card can go one of two ways. It can mean that everything's really great and there's so much emotional happiness and oh my God, everything is just lined up and we finally get everything we desire. Or it can mean that that's not happening at all, but you're telling yourself that it is. It can be the card of appearances. It can be the card of rose-colored glasses. It can be the card of deceiving yourself with positivity. I hate even saying that, but you're a Virgo. You understand that. Virgos can be very perfectionistic and critical and very skeptical of things that look like this. They're like, is that true? So we have the Fool with the 10 of Cups. I'm going to pull, I feel like I want to pull a shadow card to go between them, because I want to know what the skepticism is about. 4 of Cups with the 3 of Cups at the bottom, the Ace of Cups. 4 of Cups. One more. 2 of Swords. You are at a crossroads, Virgo. There's some kind of crossroads here. I feel like you're not quite wanting to accept the crossroads, or that you're not quite wanting to accept the reality of what's happening or where you are right now. I keep hearing like ignorance is bliss. And that, you know, staying positive is kind of like your shield against reality. That's an interesting message. Like this can go two different ways. It could be what I just said, and not but it also feels like you are very deeply in the shadow realms aware of a truth, and you're aware that you are at a crossroads and things have changed in your life and they're not ever going to really be the same. And you're also just like, okay, then this is just the new way that it is. And I'm going to choose to put my rose-colored glasses on and see this new existence and the crossroads that I'm at in the most positive way that I can. I'm going to choose to be happy about what is being presented to me, even if on the internal, I know that things have changed. I know that things have changed. And, you know, some people may really think that you're fooling yourself by doing that. And you, on some level, may also agree that you are being foolish by having that frame of thought. However, I also think that you're not really in denial of what's happening. You do understand what's happening. You do accept it. And it might really scare you. And it might be something that you're just like, well, I have a choice here. This is the crossroads. I have a choice to accept whatever is happening that is changing my life. And I could be really realistic about it and negative about it, or I could accept and maybe not acknowledge it as much as other people want me to, but I'm going to choose to see the positive. I'm choosing to live a joyous, happy life. An example of this for me, so both of my parents are Virgos. And, you know, my parents are in their 70s, so it's that time of life where things just start showing up, right? And, you know, you can make changes and you can only do so much, especially if you've lived your life a certain way for a long time, and then things start showing up as you get older. Well, you know, one of my parents is having health issues, and instead of staying at home, they're often traveling, and she's she's having the time of her life. And it's kind of like, well, the reality is, yes, my health is not perfect, and I'm also not going to stop doing this. I'm also not going to stop enjoying my life. So it's not that you're in complete denial. I don't see that at all. I actually, with the shadow cards of the Four of Cups and the Two of Swords, I see the exact opposite. I see that you have a deep acknowledgement and recognition within yourself of what's happening, what this crossroads is, how things will never be the same, how this brand new life for you involves a choice of whether you're going to look at it positively or negatively. Does that make sense to you, Virgo? Let's pull another card for you. Six of Cups. Oh, that makes me want to cry. Just thinking about my parents, because Six of Cups, that's a message of like, no matter, it's the card of nostalgia, okay? And it's like, well, no matter what changes happen, I'm still the same on the inside. I'm still just a child who wants to have fun. There are things that I love to do. There are places I love to go. And yes, there is a new beginning here. And I'm choosing to see that new beginning as positive as I can. Do what you love, Virgo. Be around the people that you love. Choose to put those rose-colored glasses on. It's not, it may look like you're in denial to other people, but you're not. I absolutely can confirm that with these cards. It's like there's a lot going on the inside that you're not showing. And it's nothing unsettling. It's actually this deep stoic recognition that things are just different now. But you're like, I'll be damned if it's going to stop me from having the best time of my life. So do that. That sounds amazing. I love you, Virgo. All right, Libra. My Libras out there. Libra. Okay. What are the messages for you for October? These two want to come out. Okay, we have the Knight of Coins and the King of Coins. Wow, that's a huge... you skipped over the Queen and went straight to the King. That immediately falls into a place of like something is offered and it is received extremely well. Like there's definitely an uptick to a financial situation or to your own personal security. Getting to the King of Coins is like the highest you can go. It's basically like having complete dominance over your material realm, taking full responsibility, being extremely organized, being extremely responsible, dependent, working your butt off. This can often be like the workaholic card, but for a good reason, because it's just like, oh my God, you are taking charge of your life and getting everything, all your ducks in a row. And you kind of like jumped a step. You jumped a step. Let's see what else. Let's see what else comes out with this. That's a great October. Hope you like to work. High Priestess. Oh my goodness. Okay, well, this goes a way deeper, actually. This is because you know something about yourself now that it's just never landed until now. It's never hit you like this before. And it has so much to do with how capable you are, how resilient you are, how capable, how worthy, how abundant. It's almost like, it's like your poverty mindset is gone. You're just like, oh, I'm the King of Pentacles. Like, duh. I am in control of my life. Nothing gets to me. I am secure as I have ever been. I am as secure as I've ever been. High Priestess is like, and it's because this is a spiritual thing. It's not because things are showing up in my material realm. It's because I believe that I deserve them. And therefore, they're just going to show up. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. Money comes to me from unexpected places and unexpected places. I am the energy of money. I am the energy of security. I am more secure than I've ever been in my life. I am more secure than anyone around me. And that's not coming from an egotistical place. It's coming from a well-earned place of like, I know this about myself. This is not a question anymore with the High Priestess. It's because you've done so much work to get here. And I feel like in October, it's going to up level. You're going to skip some kind of step and go straight to the King. Straight to the King of Coins. Three of Wands. You're already seeing signs of this as we enter October. Also, October 3rd, something about October 3rd for you is very important. October 3rd and the 3rd week of October, they will be deeply connected in some way, and they are going to, yes, they're going to show you what I'm talking about here. 7 of Wands, busy. I will say it again, busy. You might have to like juggle a lot of like scheduling. You're going to be busy, busy, busy. I hope you like to work. You do like to work. I mean, this is something you're enjoying, and it's almost like you're not even like questioning it. It's with the High Priestess. You are operating very differently. The High Priestess, I love talking about her. She has a lot of wisdom, really knowing yourself, and perhaps like before you ever got to the High Priestess status within yourself, before anyone gets to the High Priestess, there's a lot of wrestling with pride and ego to get there, because she is devoid of pride and ego. She just know it's not coming from like a I am greater than thou kind of place. Sorry. It's more of like a place of you just know, you just exude self-worth and confidence, and you don't have to like defend yourself. You don't have to defend yourself anymore. Like, you don't have to. Everybody sees it. This is presence. This is full embodiment, full presence of who you are, of knowing your worth. No need to defend. It's like, I don't care what people think of me, because I just don't, like, it's not an ego thing. I just don't care anymore. Like, I'm not gonna, that is not what my time is going to. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay, let's pull a shadow card for you. 6 of Wands. That's the full card of victory. Gosh, you deserve this. It's like, it's almost like, you know, we're taught our whole life that in order to be successful, it means you have to have a certain amount in the bank. You have to be doing a specific kind of job. You have to have all these like markers of success, like the house, the car, the family. And then this is you like jumping over that belief, up leveling to the place of like, that is not success. Success is like knowing I have no desire to defend myself anymore. I have no need to fight. I have no need to prove myself. I love my life. I feel secure. I'm staying busy. I'm solid in me. And that's all that matters. Damn. It's beautiful. Beautiful. Congratulations. Gosh. My best friend in the whole world is a Libra. And she is at this place. And I love you, Michelle. You are there. Congrats. October is just a greater amplification of that realization for you. So, damn. Yeah, you've wrestled a lot of demons to get here, Libra. You've wrestled a lot of mental chatter. But congrats. Love you. Scorpio. Let's do your reading for the month of October. Let's get some cards for you. Let's see what we can get for you, Scorpio. Ooh, Emperor hops out. That is the card for the Father. It is the card of the Divine King of all kings, Lord of Lords. The Emperor is of the utmost divinity to have all 4 kings inside him. He holds the power of the King of Swords, which is decision making, precision, clarity, control, boundary setting, truth speaking. The King of Wands, which is the king of creativity, passion, charisma, sexuality, action-oriented phalava. The king of cups, which is the king of love, self-love, love for others, doing unto others as you would have them do unto you. It's also the king of, the king of love, the king of emotionality. And then he also embodies the King of Pentacles, which is the provider, the stability within a family dynamic, having control and dominance over the material realm, doing a job well done with that King of Pentacles. So it is the card for the father. It is the card for Aries as well, the masculine quality of Aries. The Empress would be the divine feminine aspect, but this is the strongest divine masculine power within the tarot that there is. Something coming in fast and hot with the Knight of Swords. What is it? What do we got here? Oh, well, it could be memories of the past flooding in with the Four of Cups. Flooding into perhaps possibly disrupt your sense of power. There's the Four of Cups is a card of grief, or just looking over the landscape in front of you and knowing that the party's over. That's something that has been so beautiful and brought you so much joy and peace and abundance and celebration for a long time has suddenly become stale, outgrown, is not hitting it the way that it used to, and you have this Ace of Cups on your shoulder, just like peeking in from the horizon, being like, there is something more. So there are these thoughts that are coming in to tap with its sword of truth onto your armor as the Emperor, of having everything under control. I've got it all under control. I have mastered the divine masculine qualities of self-control, empowerment, action, provision. There's something coming in. It's like, actually, the way you've been doing things is not how the future shall be. The way that you've been doing things does not bring you peace and celebration. So what kind of choices are you going to make now, Emperor? Yep, you're at a crossroads, a Five of Pentacles. That is the midpoint of like, oh, I can stay here in denial with my armor on and know that this voice is never going to go away. This voice of like, you are changed, everything around you must change, you have to be different. Or you can choose to acknowledge that voice and move forward, which is what you shall do with the Eight of Cups. There's a lot of grief here, for sure. I mean, for you to walk away from Eight of Cups means that there's a history here. There is a history of a lot of abundance for you. And the retreat is emotional, and it's also non-dramatic. It feels like you've been planning out the retreat for quite some time, and you're waiting for the right moment to do it. Six of Coins, so many coins. This could be definitely work related, doesn't have to be, but it's definitely security related. I'm not gonna lie, it feels like as the Emperor with the Six of Coins here, you have found yourself in a very prosperous situation that has, gone on for some time now, and it's just not feeling right anymore. It's just not feeling right, and you have to make changes, and you know this. And, it's hard as an Emperor to step down off of that throne. And yeah, it's like when you do that, it feels like this dissolvement. You have the Four of Cups again. But here's the truth. It's like, that this isn't doing it for you anymore. You know that. You know that you want to, it's like I just get this feeling like you don't want to be so serious and have so much responsibility. You have mastered what you've been asked to do. You absolutely have. You've mastered it. And it's taken a lot of stoicism, a lot of determination, a lot of hard work, a lot of long days and long nights. And now you're just like, you know what? I'm really proud of what I've accomplished. But in order to stay here in this place, I have to stay here in this place. And I don't want to stay here in this place. I want to have fun. I want to have fun again. I don't want to be so serious. I don't want to work so hard. I want to have freedom and play. Okay. Yep, 10 of Wands, wrapping it up. The final curtain call. Leaving something behind that you have earned the right to be very proud of, and going towards something new. That's as straightforward and simple as it gets, Scorpio. Yeah. Be proud of your accomplishments. And that's, I mean, as an emperor is never forgotten. It's not like you're going to walk away and everyone's going to just like, everything that you've worked hard to create is going to completely collapse. No, you have built it on a strong foundation. It's going to carry on. You will be always and forever known for this. And now you get to just like step back and play and do something a lot easier and a lot more enjoyable and not so serious and not so time consuming. Okay, cool. Sagittarius, you are next up. Ring the bell for you. Sagittarius, let's see what comes out for you for the month of October. High Priestess, straight out of the gate. My goodness, that's a beautiful card to come out. That is the card of presence, of self-knowing, of self-acknowledging your inherent value, and no need to proclaim it, no need to defend it, no need to discuss it. It's like, it's just a given. This is someone who, she doesn't have to say, there's a lot of mystery involved with her. She doesn't have to say a word, and people already know that she is really something. It's the way you carry yourself. It's the way that you walk through life. You know, it's like your head is high. This is not a pompous, prideful card. I have nothing to prove. I have no need to prove my worth, because my worth just is. And it takes a very long time. I mean, it takes a very long time to get here. An ego death has to happen before you arrive at the High Priestess. But this is a spiritual unfolding of knowing who you are. It's a journey of spirituality, of discernment, of observation and learning, and finally achieving this place within yourself of wise counsel. You know, going to yourself for the answers immediately, instead of like when something happens, you're like, oh, I wonder what I got to tell this person. I wonder what they're going to say. No, it's like when something happens, you just drop in straight into yourself and you're like, what do I want to do? How do I feel about this? Seeking your own counsel. This is the queen, the High Priestess of intuition, the queen of intuition. It's having all the answers within and knowing that you do, and knowing that other people knowing that you do. So, you know, you may not, as the High Priestess, go towards others for validation or answers or anything like that, but lots of people will come to you. Lots of people want to tell you about what's happening in their life, because you are seen as very wise and very calm and peaceful. All right. Chariots, moving forward. There's something that you have an absolute internal green light to go for. The Chariot is the card for full embodied movement forward. It's the most resounding yes in the tarot. It can also represent travel, but it's definitely like a full force, full steam ahead. Let's do this momentum. And the High Priestess, is looking at this Chariot like, yes, it's time. Let's do this. 2 major arcanas out of the gate and the Ace of Coins. This could be work related, but it's definitely security related. It could be investment. The Ace of Coins is a very powerful starting point of investment towards your own security. You're not getting anybody else's advice on this because you already know the answer, whatever this is, and you're going to take action. The Page of Wands. It's almost like you have nothing to prove here. You know that you know, and you're not getting anyone's approval or advice, and you're just going to do it. And you go from the Page of Wands to the King of Wands in that action. Yeah. There's so many yeses in this. I don't know what this is for you, but if something comes up in October or should I say when something comes up in October, where you get a very big green light on moving forward in a very big way, you'll know exactly the right steps to take. You'll know exactly the right action. And when you take that action, it propels you into a confirmation that you took the correct action. Pretty straightforward for that. Yeah, and also someone rushing in to meet you, or something rushing in to meet you. There's a lot of moving parts here. It's kind of like, it almost feels like you're surrounded by a few people with varying degrees of responses to what you do in October. Whatever this huge action that you take is, and it is something you're very passionate about, because the Page of Wands is passion and creativity and creating something new. It puts you in a dominant place within it. And there are, I think, a few people around you who will have different ways of reacting. One is very supportive, one is a little bit of a Debbie Downer, and one is like, also supporter, but just like rushes in to just assist you. So one is just like walking by your side in support, and the other one is like, let's do this. Like, here's a great idea. Like, you took the action. Here's the great idea. It could also be someone who rushes in with like, what the hell did you do? kind of reaction. So all that to say, whatever this is for you, you could be met with some resistance, and you could be met with some doubt, but it really doesn't matter, because the High Priestess knows you are guided by the High Priestess energy, and you've made the right decision. Absolutely. Shadow card for you, Six of Swords. Everybody's getting this card today. It's leaving behind something that you've known as home in order to go towards a completely new land that is very, there's a lot of, there's just a lot of unknowns, a lot of fear, but a lot of determination. 8 of Pentacles. It feels like whatever this decision that you're making, that is completely supported with a resounding yes to move forward to, is not something that just has come out of nowhere. It's almost like something you've been planning on doing, or knew that was going to happen, or knew that there would come a day when you'd have to like leave this behind and go towards this, and that day has come in October. Something that you've been building your foundation up in order to use the platform of security for yourself when it was time to take action. The time is now in October, and there will be varying degrees of reactions to this, but I see you firmly in your power. I do. I see you firmly in your power when you move forward on it. I hope that makes sense. Might not make sense right now, but check back in at the end of October to see where you are. with that. Okay, Sag, thank you so much. Love you. Capricorn, let's ring the bell for you. Capricorn, let's get some October. I'm laughing because I am a Capricorn sun, and the card that I see is basically where I have been and probably will be for a little while. This Four of Swords, the rest after a loss or a heartbreak or just physical exhaustion, anything that is a trigger core wound for you, having the capacity to endure and allow yourself to integrate and rest with the aftermath that comes from that, with the acceptance that comes from it. Yes, this is how I feel like you are possibly entering into the month of October, is this Four of Swords, the weary soldier who gets called to the war very long time ago. Is very aware that this is going to be a very debilitating, harrowing experience, endures, survives, comes out the other side exhausted. So allow yourself to rest, allow yourself to integrate, allow yourself to process whatever the eclipse, particularly the solar eclipse that happened on the 21st of September. Allow whatever came through for you then to have its moment of rest. Allow the integration, allow the grief and the gratitude in equal parts to keep the scales balanced in your life. Hermit, I cannot, I cannot with this. Okay, yeah, again, this is the dark night of the soul, seeking answers from the light within, hermiting yourself away. So just to be clear, I had COVID this past week. It showed up on the solar eclipse on the 21st, and I haven't had COVID since 2020. And when I got it then, it was completely debilitating. It took me forever to feel better. And here we are again, different strain. And yet it was the sickest I had been in a very long time. I really don't get sick very often at all. And I had not been sick in years. And that has been my last week. But more so than just like the physical aspect of that, man, oh man, I don't know how sickness affects you, or let's just say any Three of Swords experience, which is that triggering of a childhood wound, which to me is loneliness, feeling abandoned. Even though that wasn't the case, there were tons of people checking in on me. And I felt very loved, but you know, with COVID, you still have to isolate, a hermit. But with any Three of Swords experience, so if something was triggered for you on during eclipse season of last month that brought to light a deep heartbreak, a deep longing, some pain, loss, anything that was amplified in that arena for you, now is your time to rest and recuperate and to do whatever it takes within hermit mode. Maybe you can isolate, maybe you can't, but there is a deep inner experience that happens with the hermit where you are firmly fixated upon the inner light for the answers and the healing within to get you out of this dark night of the soul. What else do we have? The Chariot. Yeah, you are moving forward. October will be a time to move forward. I get well, that's a huge juxtaposition, Capricorn. It feels like you are entering October a little weary, a lot weary, a little bit unknown and isolated and withdrawn and hermiting away. But then as October progresses, it becomes the Chariot for you, which is like picking up speed, picking big, yes, move forward, let's do this, and a lot of momentum happening for you. So perhaps this time of rest that you are being shown right now is extremely necessary to prepare you for what is coming by the end of October if I could get my words out, which is full steam ahead movement. And also with this version of the Chariot in this deck, there is the swan at the bottom, and swans are extremely important and sacred to me. They do represent, they always make me think of the story, The Ugly Duckling, and feeling like you go through your entire life not being accepted, not fitting in, and finally you realize, oh my gosh, I am nothing like these people that I've been around. I'm actually a beautiful swan. And you find your people, and you find your visibility, and you find your radiance. So there's something about the way that you enter October, Capricorn, is in a withdrawn, like inner darkness kind of realm, and where you emerge by the end of October is this full steam ahead, full visibility. This is me, vibrant, radiant, and charging forward. The Lovers. Well, this can mean a lot of different things, but first and foremost, there is a huge choice to be made. The Lovers is always representative of a choice between staying within your realm of a Garden of Eden, where you know exactly what to expect in your life. It can be very stale. It can still be safe, absolutely, but it's between the choice of choosing between that and moving forward into the unknown, something much more passionate, something where you have no idea what's going to happen, but that's the excitement of it all. There's a lot of passion wrapped up in this. You may have a huge choice on the table in October about emerging from the darkness and into the light. Let's see what else we have for you, Capricorn. It could be a choice between two people, someone connected to your past and someone connected to this brand new for your future. It could be a choice between, doing something the way that you've always done it, or the new exciting way that has no safety net. And I know that's hard for Capricorn. Oh yeah, this directly ties to Libra season, which we are in, but this Justice card to me was like the epitome of what the eclipse season stood for. So something about how you're entering October, balance being restored within your life, karma being carried out in your life and in the lives of people who you've been affected by, does lead, I feel like, probably at the midpoint of October, it leads to a very big, bold choice that has to do with the shadow realms. It's not necessarily an easy choice. It actually may be a very difficult choice, because we are talking about the shadow realms here. And the shadow realms, honestly, is how you're entering October. So it could have to do with like, okay, this is the big choice of how to fully disengage with the shadow realms that I have been in the hermit mode, in this Four of Swords, this place of rest after sorrow and heartbreak, and moving forward. Victory is mine, justice is mine, getting what you deserve. Oh, there are big themes here of, you may have a choice between something that you once loved very deeply that was not good for you, but felt safe because it was familiar, or something brand new that is truly what you deserve. So I'm noticing you have 4 major arcana out of 5 cards here. Big, 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 big month of full throttle movement. It's kind of like, what are those car movies? I'm trying to think of what they're called. The Fast and Furious. The Fast and Furious. That may be a little bit like what your October will be like, but in a very positive way. However, I feel like the choice point that gets it to go in a positive way is not going to be an easy choice to make. It's almost like this choice that you've feared you might have to make. Guess what? Guess what? You get to have to make it. You have to get to make it. You get to have to make it. It's almost like, oh, I've always wanted this to happen so that I could choose this new way. And you're going to get that choice. You're going to have to choose between something you used to love and something that has potential. What are you going to choose? Because there's something connected to the past thing that has to do with the Three of Swords, that has to do with the pain, the heartbreak, the loss, the childhood wound. And there's something about the new thing that is all about justice, is all about getting what you truly karmically deserve, which is a good thing if you've been doing the work. And yeah, something showing up that you deserve. But it's going to be choice time. All right, Capricorn. All right, Aquarius. Let's barely ring the bell for you. I don't want to hurt anyone's ears. Aquarius, what cards are we pulling for you for the month of October? These two, 9 of Wands and 3 of Cups. So there is there's a social aspect for you that is exhausting. It's enjoyable to some degree, but it's also like you're just physically, this is physical exhaustion. I'm just like, okay. I often talk about the 9 of Wands as the card of like, listen, moving day is tomorrow. Here's the metaphor. Moving day is tomorrow. If anyone out there listening, Aquarius, has ever moved, you know it is the most physically exhausting thing to do. It wipes you out like nothing else can, because you have to go through every single thing that you own, decide what you're keeping, decide what you're getting rid of, how to pack everything. You literally have to energetically engage with everything from your past up to this point. And physically pick that object up and put it where it needs to go. So I call the 9 of Wands like tomorrow, here's the metaphor, tomorrow is moving day. You have been packing forever. You've been packing for months. It's not like you've been waiting till the last minute to pack. It's like you've definitely been like doing tons of work to get ready to this point. But tomorrow, the moving truck is going to be here at 9 o'clock in the morning, and it is now 7 p.m. and you still have 3 rooms that haven't even been touched. Like, you're like, what? Somebody order a freaking pizza or 2 and make a pot of coffee, because we're not sleeping tonight. We're going to be, yeah, that's the 9 of Wands. You're going to do what you have to do to get some shit done. And it's not going to be fun. It's going to be exhausting, you know, and you will sleep when it's done. You will sleep tomorrow, perhaps, while someone else is driving the moving van. Maybe not. Maybe you also have to drive the moving van. You probably do. You will sleep tomorrow on a mattress on the floor at your new place. Okay? There's an element here. Apply that to a social experiment of some kind for your life. My daughter is an Aquarius, and I always think about people in my life whenever I'm reading. So it's like she, you know, she's in high school, and there are some things going on in high school that are exhausting. And it's like, yeah, high school is supposed to be this beautiful, amazing experience, but it's like very overwhelming and exhausting sometimes, especially when it comes to the social dynamics. Applying it to my own life, you know, I just finished a huge market that was physically exhausting to me. I enjoyed the crap out of it, but it's like, okay. So there's this weird dichotomy here of like, some part of what you're experiencing in October is extremely fulfilling, uplifting, celebratory, or at least it's supposed to be. I mean, it's like, there are definitely elements to it that are like that, but there's also, you're just tired. You're tired. It's almost like, I'm too tired to party, y'all. I got too much stuff to do. But there seems to be a little bit of an expectation here that you still, the party must go on. And you're like, I don't know if I want the party to go on. There is a commitment. There's some kind of commitment here that you are questioning, that you are figuring out just how far am I committed to this commitment, if that makes sense. The Sun card. There's a lot of, it feels like you're going to see this through, because it's like there's a lot of fulfillment and happiness and peace and joy on the other side of what this is. So I just get this sense, Aquarius, that you're enduring something that is actually enjoyable. Even though you're physically exhausted, you're still enduring it. You're still willing to do this because you know, like, let's go back to the moving day metaphor. You know that after all of this hard work of you know, staying up all night tonight to get the house finished packing, you know what I'm saying, that it's in the name of your new life. You are going to be so much happier, so much, like, you are headed towards a beautiful new home. It's all for a, you know, a purpose. But I can't like totally rule out the fact that the Nine of Wands is here. This is interesting. It's like there's so many good things happening, and I can relate to this so much, that sometimes there's so, like, you worked so hard for something and there's so many just like really beautiful things happening, and everyone is like praising you for your accomplishments, and you're surrounded by people who are happy and love life, and everyone's celebrating, and you are just freaking exhausted. Like, it's almost like when I have a really big event and I've worked so hard at it and I'm really excited and people are excited about it, but then I only get like 2 hours of sleep the night before because I'm, for whatever reason, and then the next day I'm just like, this is me. There's so much happiness and joy around me, but I don't feel great, and I have to like do this anyway. Uh-oh. Is that what October is going to be like for you, Aquarius? Three of Wands. It might be, and I'm telling you, it's because you have something really beautiful that you're working up to. You're working up to it. This is seeing your ships coming in. This is putting in the hard work, knowing that your work is going to pay off. Absolutely. So if there's any like major message here for you that I want to just like push in through this reading for you, is that you may have to do a lot in October. You're definitely going to be surrounded by supportive and positive people, which is, thank you God for that. But there's a lot to do, and you're going to do it, or at least if you choose to do it, on the other side of it, oh my God, so much brilliance, so much truth, joy, happiness. The Sun is the most positive card in the deck, the happiest card in the deck. What's the shadow card here? I'm curious. Oh, the shadow is the Ten of Wands. So we talked about the Nine of Wands, which is like, I can feel the exhaustion in my eyeballs. Have you ever been so tired that your eyes hurt? I have, plenty. Anyone who's ever had children knows that feeling. But try having children and launching something, or, you know, having 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and, you know, not having children, but having to just, it doesn't matter. Like, everyone can relate to this. It's like doing something that you're like, you have committed to doing this. You're very on board. It's not like you're questioning your sanity. It's not like you're trying to back out. It's that you know you're going to do it, and you have to do it for your own personal just respect, self-respect. Like, I'm committed and I'm doing this, but it's like I don't physically feel how I wish that I felt. So I have to endure. And then the shadow card, it's like if the Nine of Wands is like the night before moving day, 10 of Wands, my brain, y'all, I'm sorry. The 10 of Wands is moving day. This too shall pass. All this hard work will come to an end. You know it's going to come to an end. And when it does, it's the sacred fire ceremony of like, okay, the moving truck is here. All the sticks have been gathered from the yard. We're burning them in the burn pile. We are releasing. This is the final closure. This is locking the door to our old house and walking away from that old haunted house and moving towards this beautiful, blessed, sunlit home full of windows and full of happiness and full of freedom. And dear God, was it exhausting to get here, but you're going to get there. So push through October any way that you can, Aquarius, because on the other side of it is a whole new world of brilliance, truth, freedom. Freedom. The Sun card awaits for you. Whew. All right. Okay, you got this. Oh, I know this feeling all too well. So you got this. I know because I've pushed through so many things when I have not physically felt like I could. It's like on the other side of this, you're going to be so happy you did. And you'll get to rest, and you'll get to play, and you'll get to lay in the sun, and it'll be great. All right, Pisces. Ba-ding. What cards do we have for you, sweet Pisces? Sweetest, sweetest Pisces. The World. Huge ending. The biggest, the mother lode of endings. Not just a chapter, not just a book, not just a series. Like this is like your life. Your life's work up to this point is ending, and you only want all things new at this portal. This is the very last card in the tarot, and I just can't stress enough how big of an ending this is. Like this is an ending to an identity. Now this does for me relate back to that eclipse season, Pisces, of if that solar eclipse, that partial solar eclipse on September 21st was like what I was calling the debut of your new life, like this is affirming that for me. Like the curtain is rising for your debut. It's going like that. It's going real slow. But you get to define and determine every single thing that is going to be on the stage of your life now. And it is because you have completely wrapped up and said your goodbyes to a huge identity that is just not you anymore. Goodness. Well, that is a power punch of a card to get for the very first card out for October. There's deep closure, deep honoring closure too. This is not like it's not grief-ridden. It's not it's not dramatic. I mean, it's definitely had its moments and there has been grief and there's been all the things, but to get to the World, it's kind of like when the conductor's just like, with the with the final note, you're just like, and we are done. That's a wrap, put it to rest. Here we go. And then you get to go into the High Priestess mode. Holy. Yeah. You are not the same. You're not the same. I have talked about her a lot. A few people have gotten this card today. Listen, the High Priestess mode is where it's at because you have nothing to prove anymore. I think getting to the World card, you've definitely had your ups and downs, your zigzag high peaks, low peaks, low valleys, I guess. moments of proving your self-worth to others, to yourself, always defending yourself, fighting for what you believe in, facing self-criticism, getting to this point where you know that you are worthy of all the things that you desire. And when you reach High Priestess status, you are there. You have nothing to prove to anyone anymore, not even to yourself. Like you just know what you're worthy of. You know what you want. You have no need whatsoever to defend any of it to anyone, because it doesn't matter what people think. And you also don't have a desire or a need to validate anything that you believe in or think anymore, because you know it so concretely within yourself that there's just peace. There's no need to fight. There's no need to argue. You're just like this, you're just presence. You're pure presence. And it is a journey to get to her, because it's a lot of spiritual unraveling. It's a lot of deep diving into all the dark, broken places where you've been hurt and where you've been disappointed in your life and had fear and had trauma, and you've risen from all those things, and now you're at this place of like, wow, I don't have to prove myself. I just am. Self-respect, belief in your intuition, seeking answers from within before asking anyone else for their advice, because the High Priestess doesn't seek anybody's advice. She doesn't need it. You just know who you are. My goodness, can I really do your reading with just 2 cards? Because the World and the High Priestess, that tells me like you are entering October in a very honorable, wise state of presence that you have never fully embodied until this moment. And it's because you've done a lot of work to close out old cycles, to forgive, to heal, to speak your truth. And now, like, you don't have to do any of that anymore. You just get to like be present in the moment. And you know, a lot of people will recognize this quality in you and you don't have to say a word. You just exude it. So this is also being in a position where you may not have to do all these things for yourself anymore, not to the degree that you used to. There's a lot of peace here for you now. And people recognize that, and others will come to you seeking advice on how they can have what you have. Because this is an embodiment of self-acceptance, peace, calm, spirituality, and deep intuitive trust. What's the shadow card for you? A lot of people have gotten this card too, the 4 of Cups. People are going to recognize this about you. Absolutely. It's almost like too, you're going to be in observation mode more than ever now, because like it's almost like up until this point in your life, a lot of your healing has come from you talking about what you're feeling. And now, this new phase of life, you're allowing others to talk with you about how they're feeling. And you are in observation mode, and you learn so much more about self-love and self-acceptance through observation of others rather than, and observation of yourself in that process of observing them. But this is a totally different way of living for you. Yeah. Oh, the wise one. It's funny too, because I've heard that, you know, as the astrological signs progress, like Aries, it starts with Aries. And, you know, Aries is considered the newborn, right? And as it progresses, as we get all the way to you, Pisces, there's like this ascension of knowledge, this evolution of spiritual enlightenment that happens. And I'm not saying that any zodiac sign is more, you know, higher elevated than any of the other ones or the previous one or anything like that. It's just that there is this natural evolution that happens within the signs, within their characteristics, that by the time you get to Pisces, this is the wise elder. You are the wise elder. You are evolved into the high priestess now. So, wow. Not sure what you're going to do with that, but just sit in it for now with this deep recognition that you are not the same. You have this closing portal with the world and this deep opening within yourself, within your intuition, within your wisdom, within your presence, that you are now the high priestess. And people will need some help from you. And then that is a blessing and a gift, if you choose to look at it that way, which I think you do. Okay, love you, Pisces. Bye.